You're on a hut track, the sun's out, everything is fantastic, and then all of a sudden you see some very funny clouds rolling in. What's going on? If it's not your first time in the Alps, then I'm sure some of the locals might have warned you. Start early and get to your destination as early as possible as well. Why is that? Because of the mountains, the Alps don't tolerate heat very well. Warm air goes up, meets cold air, and that can create a fascinating weather scenario that can also be quite terrifying. And that can happen very quickly in the mountains. As the warm, moist air rises, it cools and forms big, tall clouds. We call them cumulonimbus clouds. These are the classic thunderstorm clouds you see towering over the peaks. And if you see those, then you need to have a plan. It may sound a little bit dramatic, but knowing what to do in the event of a thunderstorm can literally save your life anywhere in the mountains. So bad weather is coming. What do? You go home. No, there's ways to overcome this all. So if you paid any attention to a packing list, then this should not be your only outfit. Now you make a plan to get to the nearest hut as soon as possible. Maybe you found like a little shelter on the way just before you realized that it was starting to thunder. Walk back there. If none of that, descend. So what you want to have is a decent rain jacket, waterproof pants. If you don't have those, then at least proper hiking pants that dry super quickly so that you don't get too wet. If you don't have hiking pants, well then I'll definitely make sure that you have an emergency blanket, like one of those aluminium space blankets or a BV bag. Bring all of that. Make sure that your boots are waterproof. Make sure that you've done the necessary. Check all the weather apps that you can before you head out. YR.NL, Alpenverein Bergwetter. All the sources that you can find for your area, the local weather. Ask around. Hey, it looks like a little bit threatening. What's the weather going to be for the next few days? Before you head out, make sure that you know what's going on. You can also contact us. We can tell you. So if you're still under the tree line and not walking completely exposed on top of a mountain, then you're usually quite safe from thunder. If you are, however, on top of a mountain, on a very exposed ridge, then you need to get the F out of there. Maybe you think, how bad can it be? It's just a bit of rain. Not in the Alps, it can become spooky. A good tip is the 30-30 rule. Is there 30 seconds or less between lightning and thunder, then you know it's really close. Then you seek shelter and you sit it out. Give yourself an hour and wait for 30 minutes until you hear the last thunder before you head out again. Then you're safe. Get off rocks like this one. Don't stand under a tree like that one. It's fine to stand in a full forest, but don't stand exposed. And if you are exposed, well, make sure that you are at least smaller than one object from you in the area. Do you have hiking poles? Throw them away for a little bit. So, get low, but not too low. Move away from the highest ground, but don't shelter in caves or overhanging rocks where the lightning can jump. Spread out, so if you're in a group, don't walk too close to each other. If you use hiking poles, they're great, but stow them away for a little bit. Don't hold them, don't stick them in the air, don't do any silly things, because they can work like antennas. There's a lot you can do, but the absolute golden rule in the Alps is to start early and arrive early. So when that thunder and lightning is coming, make sure that you find shelter. Get off that via ferrata. Make sure that you don't stick your hiking poles in the air or something like that. Get off a peak. Get low, not too low. If you can, get to your refuge. So to your refuge or mountain hut. Barbecue there. Get there as soon as possible. And one way to get there as soon as possible is to start as early as possible. Because this shitty weather usually happens in the late afternoon and is, besides all of that, very local. So if it does happen, then it usually doesn't happen for too long. Fingers crossed. Now don't get mistaken. There may not be a thunderstorm, but it can still rain. all day. So make sure that you have all the rain gear on your packing list. Are you stuck or you really don't know what to do? Call the emergency services, share your location, or in another event where you're not sure if you can make it to the next mountain hut and you return, let them know at the mountain hut that you are getting to, that you couldn't make it to the next one, and they will inform the mountain hut or will inform us, and we will take care of it.